Hey Aggies, need to get to Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth Metro, Austin, San Antonio, or other cities? Ditch the bus and try Hitch to book a guaranteed car ride. Hitch, comfy, safe, and affordable daily rides between Texas cities. As an official transportation provider, Hitch even has pickup locations right on campus. Download the Hitch app or visit ridehitch.com. Enter the code AggieLand for 30% off your first 4 rides. That's ridehitch.com. Welcome back to the Home Turf Podcast. It's me, Hunter Mitchell, joined here by my co-host, Cade Harris.
How we doing?
Been better.
Got to stay a little bit positive if we're going to discuss this Texas A&M football team.
Well, sure, I guess. It's just, man, it's a rough week to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, what should we start out with first? Like, just discussing just.
Start with the positives.
Yeah.
It's a bye week.
We're not going to lose this week.
There's no football this week. Bye week. It's good. Feeling better. Positives.
The D-line's still good.
D-line looks really good.
I'd say the defense is still pretty solid. Only gave up 13 points.
Yeah. Got to hear Rocky Top.
Sung by dudes, apparently.
Yeah. Informed Cade. I always thought that the Osborne Brothers version of Rocky Top. Did not know it was sung by the Osborne Brothers. Just heard it. I apologize to all my Rocky Talk fans. I love Rocky Top. I think it's the best Spirit song in all the Southeastern Conference, maybe the country. It's super catchy. As soon as I hear it, it's stuck in my head for months. Did not know it was two dudes. I thought it was a chick the whole time. So the Osborne Brothers and probably their family out there. Sorry if that offends you.
You think they're listening? Definitely.
I definitely think the family of the Osborne Brothers, the people who sing Rocky Top, definitely are listening.
Listening to the student-led podcast of Texas A&M's media organization.
Because everybody's listening to us.
Of course.
Yeah, I got to hear Rocky Top, so that was a plus. There's no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top. Dude.
There was some sloppy top.
Yeah, let's break that down.
let's
add some context to that. Yeah, that was a really bad.
As in the game this past weekend.
Yes.
That took place on Rocky Top.
Thank you.
Was sloppy.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, gosh, penalties. 23 combined penalties for over 200 yards.
Woof.
Ooh. Boo.
Both teams, man, just
nasty.
Very indisciplined.
Both 0-2 on fourth down.
Even the third downs weren't even great either. A&M was 5 for 10, and Tennessee might have been 7 for 10.
7 for 15.
7 for 15. Yeah.
Or no, 5 for 15.
5 for 15.
7 for 15. 5 for 15.
Not good.
Man, this game was just an absolute, this is a game that you stand up and you just feel like you would rather enjoy beating your head into a wall than watching this game play out.
Yeah, I think that's what it actually led me to doing. No, I'm just kidding. I would never, but maybe. But I just accepted it, the fate, from the get-go, actually, I take that back. From the get-go, the team was not sloppy. They went out there and went down on a freaking touchdown drive and didn't score another offensive touchdown for the rest of the game. After that, I was like, man, this team's not good. Just the offensive line getting absolutely wrecked. The running defense, it wasn't as good as I thought it might have been in the game.
Definitely did get gashed a little bit.
Yeah. But other than that, the defense was fine. But offensively could not do a thing.
No. And we talked a little bit about it in our power rankings. Man, this is one of the worst offensive line groups in the country in terms of pass protection. It does not matter if you had Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, a prophet of whatever religion you follow. It does not matter. They're getting sacked in this offense. There is no time to throw the football.
Mm-hmm.
There was multiple times they line up, James Pierce Jr. on Chase Basantis, and he gets tossed like a rag doll. Like he gets thrown like a toddler's toy. And then it's just quarterback, giant 300-pound SEC lineman. And no matter what was happening, whether he got sacked, threw the ball away, Max Johnson was ending up on the turf over and over and over and over, and it kept happening. And man, it really did a number on him. And you could tell he was battered, bruised, and beaten by the end of that game. It
It looked like he might have even like hurt his like hand a little bit. Like
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if his hands, arms, legs,
he
feet,
got hit in the junk.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if his entire body was not just pulsating in pain because he was on the ground over and over again. Offensive line is by far, like, undoubtedly this team's biggest weakness, and it's really gonna have to shape up if they're gonna want to win some games. Still have Ole Miss on the road, LSU on the road. You got Mississippi State, South Carolina at home. It's doable. But you got some tough games ahead. And you're looking you're wait, where are the wins? Where are the wins, like guaranteed wins, coming from?
I mean, if you're talking guaranteed wins, there's only one left.
Yeah.
Every game could be lost.
Because you don't know what you're going to get offensively from this unit.
You don't.
You could get the unit that really went out there and was kicking butt. 4 verts, deep threat downfield, scoring 40-something points. Or you're going to get the unit that's scoring 7 or 13. And that's another thing is A&M, they cannot finish drives. They get drives going.
And that's been a problem.
Cannot get it. It wasn't. It was a problem that people didn't notice early on in the season because they were scoring points. But when points have become a necessity, the problem has reared its ugly head.
Yeah.
That they ignored the offensive line struggles. When they get down to where they need to score, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, they set up, what was it, 1st and goal on the 7, right?
Yeah.
Or
I
don't know if it was 1st and goal on the 7, but they got to the 7-yard line at least. Off of.
It wasn't 1st and goal. They had 2 yards to go.
That's right.
That would have been on the 12-yard line.
Right, and they had to settle for a field goal. It's like you have to take, especially if you're going to have limited opportunities, you have to take advantage of those opportunities in the red zone, in enemy territory, like, and you have to put it in the end zone. Like you can't just, like you said, settle for field goals against teams like Bama and Tennessee. It's not going to happen.
No. Not at all. And I think after the Bama game, there's a lot of disappointment. Obviously, that was a game that they really could have won. But it's Bama, so you're kind of like, okay. And then you're like, you have a little bit of hope against Tennessee, but it was not in the cards. And now, that fan base is really, really tired. Like, battered Aggie syndrome is a real thing, and it is a pandemic in College Station right now. People are really, really tired of how this football team has been performing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, are you not tired of it? I'm tired of it. Like I know I'm a media guy, but like I still go to this school. It's tiresome seeing the same mistakes happen over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You expect from a coaching standpoint to be able to at least fix your mistakes in the essence that what's been troubling you doesn't happen again. If new mistakes appear, your job is to constantly be remedying those things. And it just kind of feels like each year is same story. Hype in the off season, start out okay, lose a big game early, do mediocre to subpar in conference, get ready for next year. It's just the same cycle over and over again. I mean, dude, 8 road losses in a row, 10-0 on the road against AP top 25 schools in Jimbo Fisher's tenure at A&M. That is bad.
It's awful, and what's even worse is when you look at the last time they won a top 25 game on the road. I we've been through 3 different Texas A&M presidents since the last time they've done that.
Which speaks more to a testament of Texas A&M and their president selection. But still,
That's true.
Point improvement.
But it's just like
2-0 against Kathy Banks. At least the battalion gets home victories.
Wow. Yeah, man, that I'm gonna move on from that. Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, it's just you've got to get it fixed on the road. Your toughest games on the schedule left on the schedule are on the road, um, and if they don't get it fixed on the road, you're looking at a pretty ugly record and not one that recruits are gonna like to see.
Yeah,
even players now aren't gonna like to see, and they can leave at any time. That transfer portal is wide open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you could see a classic A&M situation where they lose the 2 LSU Ole Miss, beat Mississippi State, South Carolina, ACU. You go 7-5.
That's what I think's gonna happen probably.
Yeah, you go 7-5. You go to the Gator Bowl or the Texas Bowl.
I don't even think 7-5 gets you in the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, it's probably
I think
Texas
that's probably
Bowl.
the Texas Bowl.
Yeah, and then you're just kind of, you either 8 or 5, 7-6 to close the season. You just go in the off season, get a bunch of hype again.
Maybe that's if you can keep the team together and keep your recruiting class together.
This is true. I mean, they lost Draylon Miller yesterday.
Yeah, it's a big loss early.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of writing the cards. It's almost like, I don't know. You hate to give an ultimatum, and you hate to be like you force a big change because I hate the people that are like, coach starts doing bad one time, fire him, cut the whole staff, get the whole new team.
Me too.
Like that happened with Buzz,
It's
and
disgusting.
I was like, can we let him coach, please?
Yeah.
They've let Jimbo Fisher coach for a while now.
Oh yeah.
And they had the Cotton
I
Bowl.
heard this weekend. I heard the statement "fire Jimbo" for the first time, and I didn't like. This was the first time I didn't fully 100% disagree with it.
Yeah, I've usually been on the.
I'm not saying that I think that we should fire him right now, but
what's gonna be
I would understand it. I would understand it.
Yeah, what's gonna be the final straw? Is the thing. Like what are we like? Well, I know we're waiting for. We're waiting for the years to go up so his buyout gets smaller. But
even then, it's still a lot.
Yeah, even then, when is enough gonna be enough? Like you really are waiting to see all this talent and all this development really turn a corner, and it hasn't. What? As someone watching from the sidelines, there's really not much you can do. And someone, even the people in the stands, people show up to games, people fill up the stadium, people are loud cheering, people camp out for days,
weeks.
You get weeks. You get the recruits. What's it gonna take? And the real question is, do you want to do it this year when you have LSU at home, Notre Dame at home, Texas at home next year? Your really good home schedule next year
those are your 3 toughest games next year.
Yeah, all at home.
It's great for a team that can't win on the road.
Yeah, it's like Georgia's at this year. All their toughest games are at home this year, except for at Tennessee. So do you wait for your perfect storm?
Next year is as favorable a schedule as you'll get.
That's why I say I don't see it happening this year. If A&M next year is not, I'll make this take right now. I think if A&M next year is not minimum 10-2, I would say even maybe 11-1. I say you do not make a New Year's Six Bowl next year, 10-2. I think. I don't know what else do you need. You have to play tough teams to win tough games.
Yeah, I would say that if he goes 9-3, and the recruiting class, what he's doing in recruiting isn't whatever happens in this year's recruiting class, and then with the way recruiting is going at the time the following year, if it's not extremely at the top, if he's not having a top 3 class, I definitely see him out the door.
Yeah, because you open
because if it's not next year, then when is it?
Exactly, you open with Notre Dame, right? and then you host McNeese State in Bowling Green. Then you have your final AT&T Stadium.
God's
then
plan.
And then and then you host New Mexico State again in the Aggie Bowl, the return of the Aggie Bowl.
Okay.
And then you go to Jordan Hare. That's tough. You go to the Swamp. That's pretty tough too. Go to Mississippi State. You have a stretch of. I didn't even realize this.
The games aren't in order.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Okay, yeah, I was about to say. I was looking at that. I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, they don't have dates for the games
they
yet.
figured out yet. But okay,
Only
but
non-conference.
you go to Jordan Hare, tough. To Florida, tough. But then the other two, Williams Brice is tough, but it's a winnable stadium. Same thing with Davis Wade from Mississippi State. All SEC stadiums are going to have a degree of toughness sub Vanderbilt.
Also, where's South Carolina going to be at next year without Rattler?
Yeah, which is a huge question mark there. Same thing Mississippi State. Where are they going to be?
Right.
But then you host LSU, you host Missouri, who looks like that's going to be even bigger and better to host. And then you host Texas. Your 1, 2, 3, 4 hardest games on your schedule are all at home. You can have Connor Wigman, who's still going to have technically be a sophomore with a medical red shirt. Or actually just a regular red shirt. You wouldn't even need him medically.
No, he wouldn't.
He didn't play more than 4. So
he'd probably take the medical though. So
you have another.
So he doesn't, just in case.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, at this point, like it's all still like you really won't even know until you get to the season. Like how are you supposed to predict an injury? Like Connor Wigman's injury. Like what if it happens again next year? Like you never know those type of things. That's why. I hate making like early season predictions because you don't know about like the injuries,
and
like everything that
A&M
happens.
may go out and second half of the season and completely flip a book. They may go on the road, beat Ole Miss, go on the road, beat LSU, sweep everybody else, finish up the season 9-3.
The way you finish this season matters a lot for next season.
Oh yeah,
like tremendously.
Oh yeah, 100%. With Texas coming back next season, you have to have good momentum going into next season. So that's why I just think that you have to find answers on the offensive line. I don't think I don't know.
Did you just say find the inches?
Find the answers.
Oh.
Find the answers on the offensive line.
I thought you were going full Jimbo on me for a sec.
No, not there yet. If I keep hearing these press conferences and writing about them, I may. But you have to find the answers on the offensive line. You either swap some people in or move some people around the line. Figure out where everybody needs to be, where they're most comfortable being on the offensive line to get just better protection. And I think that will help some of your problems a little bit. But then just managing the game better, like you mentioned, like coaching better. I just think that there has to be better coaching and better responsibility from the offensive line to protect their quarterback, run the ball, give them time to get to because the playmakers are on the outside. Anaya Smith, Evan Stewart, Noah Thomas, those guys are the playmakers. And if you can't get the ball to them, your offense is null and void. So I think halfway through the season, that's what you have to do. But yeah, you're really searching for a lot of answers. And I think a lot of Aggie fans are searching for a lot of answers. And the only people that have them is that coaching staff.
Do they have them though?
They're the only ones who can produce them.
That's true. It's gonna be a challenge for them to solve it.
Yeah, and who knows? Like I said, we may come out in a couple of weeks and talk about this season and how it's done so much better. But that's still to be seen. But for us for this week, that is all you will hear from us about Aggie football. We could probably go on and on about this, but we're trying not to be too much party poopers. We got good games going on in Southeastern Conference this week. So Aggie fans, take some time, sit back, relax, take a breather, swap out your drink.
Enjoy a college football Saturday for once.
Yeah, swap out your drink from some maroon Kool-Aid. Get yourself a nice refreshment, whatever that may be, adult or otherwise. Enjoy your bye week. Same thing as the football team. But for us, that's it. I'm Hunter Mitchell.
I'm Cade Harris.
And we will catch y'all next time.